and welcome to Hardware Heaven. We've got another review for you today. This time, the XMG P304 gaming laptop. Now this is a laptop specifically designed around high performance and portability. It weighs just 2 kilograms and it's a 13-inch laptop with a GTX 860M. So it really is powerful, but also very cute and small. So I'm going to go into all the details of the laptop, what's included, what's on the chassis, all of the specs and some benchmarks as well. So let's get started. So visually, compared to the previous XMG laptops that I've either bought or tested, it looks a lot different. I actually prefer the design of the chassis a lot more on the P304 to the previous laptops. It's got a nice matte black finish with the XMG logo directly in the center, which is a lot more darker and just looks a lot more cleaner and professional. We've also got this nice ridge around the edge of the laptop chassis, which just adds some extra detail and definition. If we open this up, you can see that the inside is still the standard sort of grey that you would expect on an XMG laptop. We've got all of the usual stickers here which show what's inside. Although the keyboard is a little bit different, which again, I actually really prefer this. It's a lot more of a portable notepad sort of keyboard, and it's just a lot smoother, it's a lot easier to use, and it's a lot like the Razer Deathstalker keys, which if you didn't know, is my keyboard of choice, so I absolutely love these keys. It does actually have a multi-zone backlighting on the keyboard. It means you can basically set specific areas that you want to backlight. However, there is only one colour, which is white, which isn't that big of a deal, although I do like having some customization in terms of colour, but that's just aesthetic really. So let's go into the specifications that's inside this laptop, because if you didn't know, with XMG, one of the things that I absolutely love about them is that you can customize everything that's inside the laptop. Well, almost everything. The only thing that you have to have in the P304 is the GTX NVIDIA 860M graphics card. You do, however, have a variety of options for your processor, ranging from anything from i3 all the way up to i7 4th generation processors. This laptop that I'm testing, however, has an i7 4702MQ processor. It has 16 gigabytes of DDR3 crucial memory, but again, you've got a variety of options here, whether you're wanting anything from 4 gigabytes all the way up to 16 gigabytes of memory, and what stick variants you want as well. So if you like to have 16 and have 2 times 8 sticks, or you want 8 and have 1 8 stick or 2 4 sticks, you have a lot of options there as well. We also have 2 SSDs in this laptop, currently at 250 gigabytes, but you do have the option to have a smaller SSD and a large up to 2 terabyte hard drive, or 2 SSDs, no SSD at all, whichever you prefer, you can make that choice. It's running on Windows 8.1 and it weighs 2 kilograms, which is a whopping 1.6 kilograms lighter than my 15.6-inch XMG, which is a massive difference. I could not carry that laptop around with me every day, whereas the P304 is so light that you could have it in your bag and not really even realize it's no heavier than a book. And I absolutely love that about this laptop. As well as creative Sound Blaster technology built into the laptop, you've got a 2 megapixel webcam built into the front of the screen. And lastly, they say the battery can last up to 5 hours, which of course I'm going to test and tell you what my results are. But first, let me show you around the laptop, all of its features and what exactly it looks like. So we actually have no ports on the back of the laptop. Everything is on the sides. I think that decision is basically purely because how thin the actual back of the laptop is. So they have just added everything to the sides as you would expect. On the right hand side, we have 3 USB 3.0 ports, our HDMI port and VGA, as well as an Ethernet connection and the charging port. And on the left hand side, we have a USB 2.0 port, as well as a headphone and microphone jack. And right at the very front of the laptop, we have a port here to put in our SD cards, because there is no optical drive on this laptop. I really like how crisp and clear the colours are on this screen. It is a 1080p resolution, but you can also get this laptop in 3K resolution as well, so you have the option there. Personally, I prefer the 1080p resolution because even though a lot of games are optimised up to 3K, the launchers aren't, so some things can become quite small. So I always prefer to opt in for 1080p. I really like how crisp and clear it is. The sound quality of the speakers are extremely great. I've always loved the speakers that they've installed in the XMG laptops, and the screens have always been really vibrant, true to colour, and extremely nice to look at. To give you an example of how clear the screen actually is, I'm running 3D Mark benchmark in here, and the colours are just so crisp. It looks extremely nice, and I'm always impressed with the quality of these screens. Even though it's smaller, it doesn't feel like it's shrunk down, and I really like how high quality and how much performance you get from this laptop despite its size. I think XMG have really nailed here a laptop that's extremely portable, it's lightweight, but it also performs really well. So let me give you the facts. Let's now go into some of the benchmarks that I've done with using this P304 XMG laptop. For the benchmarks, I did 2 tests on 3D Mark. I did the Firestrike test, which is for extreme performance gaming PCs, and I also did CloudGate, which is a good test to run on gaming laptops. Now, for Firestrike, it got a graphics score of 3,936, a physics score of 8,147, with an overall score of 3,664. And on CloudGate, it got a graphics score of 28,300, a physics score of 5,742, with an overall score of 15,124. I also ran some benchmarking using Fraps in WildStar. Now, although WildStar isn't optimized yet, it's still in closed beta, we are still able to get some good ideas of how it will perform in an MMO with a very good graphical experience. So on high settings, we were able to get an average of 35 FPS, a minimum of 32, and a maximum of 39. And in medium, the settings were almost the same, and the results, again, were pretty similar. An average of 38, minimum of 34, and max of 41. So as you can imagine, once WildStar is optimized, we'll be able to hit easily 50, 60 FPS on medium settings, which is great performance from a gaming laptop. I also ran the PC Mark battery life test, and it said it got a score of 1,782 with an estimated battery life of 3 hours and 33 minutes, which they do a variety of testing like web browsing and video watching and all of that stuff. So an estimated time of 3 hours and 33 of solid usage is pretty good for a laptop, and I'm extremely impressed, especially as I always say, considering the size, the laptop isn't huge, the battery isn't huge, yet you can still use it for a decent amount of time. I'm extremely impressed with the XMG P304 so much that I've now ordered one to upgrade my personal laptop. I had an XMG 15.6 inch before, but I love how powerful this is with the A60M and a choice of processors, as well as how portable and small it is. It's really easy to fit in any bag, whereas before I was struggling to carry around like 3.5 kilograms, but at an extremely light 2 kilograms, this is definitely portable. If you are a gamer who travels a lot either with work or for fun, this laptop is definitely something you should look out for. The smaller laptops don't really kind of affect your gaming experience too much, because if you have the screen a decent distance away, it still is very enjoyable. It's still extremely crisp. You can see everything that you need to see, and you have great performance. So I've had no lag or latency issues at all. I'm going to be giving the P304 the Diamond Award, simply because they've improved on previous models. It looks a lot cleaner, it looks a lot nicer, it looks more professional. They've added an additional USB 3.0 port, which is something I extremely struggled with when I first got my previous XMG laptop. There just wasn't enough USB ports, and you'll be surprised how much an additional 3.0 port helps you out, especially when you're wanting to plug headsets, mice, external hard drives all into to that, you're going to need those USB ports. So I'm glad they've improved on that. I'm glad they've now made a range with the 860M. I've been really looking forward to them bringing this out. I think it performs amazingly. It smashed all of the tests. It performed amazingly in WildStar. It sounds and looks great, and it's everything that it does and says on the tin, and what more would you want? Anyone who wants a gaming laptop wants it because it's portable. If not, you would have a desktop. This is extremely portable. It's so light. I'd have no problem carrying this around with me every day. It's that portable and everything that I want, really. If you want to go on the XMG website to check out all of the different customization options, feel free. The base cost of this laptop is £700, which is extremely cheap for a laptop that can perform this well, especially with an 860M graphics card. And as I said, you can customize it right up to what you want. Personally, for my laptop that I've ordered, I've got an i7 processor, 8GB of RAM, as well as an SSD and a terabyte hard drive, and a few other bits and bobs to customize it as I like. So definitely check them out. Thank you so much, XMG, for bringing out this new range of laptop. I personally think that more people should bring out smaller, high-performing laptops because it's what we want. There's no point carrying around a 17-inch laptop because you might as well just lug your PC around with you. They're that heavy. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!